Every single asset allocator out there needs to do their homework on Bitcoin, because just like myself in 2016, my first thought was, Bitcoin has to be a Ponzi. The reality, though, is you do some work, you see the blockchain in action, you see the beauty of math and code and decentralization, and you're like, my God, this is something I've been searching for 30 years. Why? Because the real Ponzi is the fiat. The fiat currency has consistently been bailed out by Fed printing and quantitative easing. Now, that's the exact definition of what a Ponzi is. Bitcoin is not the Ponzi. Bitcoin is the solution. And again, you got to have two parallel networks. I like talking with Jeff Booth about this. We don't want it to happen quickly, but we both believe over time it is inevitable, and you need to start this network transfer. Okay. And when you do a network transfer, as you know, you don't turn one network right off, right? You turn it, you transfer the network over time. I think we have 5 years, Pomp, but in Jeff Booth's words, we are going to see 100 years of change in the next 10 years.
And with that, what's happening, Crypto Crew? Sean's coming back at you, another cryptocurrency video. We have a jam-packed video for you today. Once again, getting straight to it. Gary Gensler is in the news again. And why? He was getting grilled too. The SEC chair, Gary Gensler, declines to say if Ethereum is a security in a contentious congressional hearing. He testified before the House Financial Services Committee for roughly 5 hours on Tuesday. It's sad and funny at the same time, but just check out the clip.
Back in 2018, then SEC Corporation Finance Director Bill Hinman stated that he believed Ether was not a security. Last month, CFTC Chair Benham expressed his view that Ether is a commodity. The State Attorney General of New York asserted in a court filing last month that Ether is a security. Clearly, an asset cannot be both a commodity and a security. Do you agree?
Actually, all securities are commodity under the Commodity and Exchange Act. It's that we are excluded commodities. But I would agree that a security cannot be also an excluded commodity and an included commodity. I'm sorry, Chair, just to talk about the Commodity Exchange Act more precisely.
Okay, so do you recognize, how would you categorize Ether then?
Look, I think that the general sweep of what Congress did, not just in the 30s, but as amended.
I'm asking you, sitting in your chair now, to make an assessment under the laws as exist. Is Ether a commodity or a security?
Without speaking to any one.
I know you've repeatedly said you're not going to speak to one, except you've spoken to one, Bitcoin. So I'm asking you to speak to a second one, the second largest market cap here.
And speaking to the tokens, there's 10 to 12,000. If there's a group of entrepreneurs in the
I'm asking about one.
The public is anticipating a profit based on the...
I'm asking you a specific question, Chair Gensler. I said this in private. This should be no shock to you. I'm asking this question. Is Ether a commodity or security?
And again, it depends on the facts and the law, and if there's a group of individuals...
I'm asking you about the facts and the law sitting in your seat and the judgment you are making.
And so, Mr. Chair, I think you would not want me to prejudge, because I'm also...
But you have prejudged on this. You've taken 50 enforcement actions. We're finding out as we go, as you file suit, as people get Wells notices on what is a security in your view, in your agency's view. I'm asking you a very simple question about the second largest digital asset. What is your view?
And my view is if there's a group of individuals in the middle that the public is anticipating...
All right, so let me just ask a second question then. Do you think it serves the market for an object to be viewed by the commodities regulator as a commodity and the securities regulator to be viewed as a security? Do you think that provides safety and soundness for the product? Do you think it provides consumer protection? Do you think it serves the value of innovation? I think no should be a very simple answer for you here.
I think
that uncertainty is bad, is it not?
And I think that Congress has said that there's one agency, the Securities and Exchange Commission, under this committee.
And you won't answer my question, and you're the head of that agency. So give me a break. Come on.
And as you see here, Gary Gensler is getting drilled. He can't answer the question. He keeps beating around the bush on whether Ethereum is a security or a commodity. This is the issue right now in the crypto space. There's so much regulatory uncertainty because you're not getting clear answers when you're asked direct questions. What's your take on this? Are we ever going to find out what Ethereum is? Or is Gary trying to hide something because if Ethereum's listed as a security, it could have a detrimental impact on the crypto space? Or vice versa. It's listed as a commodity. That then gives regulatory clarity to where the big institutional players know where to park and allocate their capital in both Bitcoin and Ethereum. So what's your take on this? Taking a quick look at the market at the current time of this recording, we're looking at Bitcoin coming in below 29,000. Bitcoin has pulled back, and as so, the market's pulled back. 28.7 at the current time it's recording. Dave the Wave is saying that, what does this look like as far as the Bitcoin dominance goes? Looks like it could be forming some type of head and shoulders pattern. Now, looking at the Bitcoin dominance ourselves, we do see this. The RSI has been putting in high, 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 higher high, and you see a low, a lower high, a lower high. But right here, this is where it put in a lower low, right here. So has that trend broken, and are we going to see Bitcoin come down and make lower price action, or are we going to come down and then ultimately bottom out and then put in potentially a higher high? You know, we have to wait and see. But so this is Bitcoin on the daily, as you see here, and this is sort of trying to form that inverse head and shoulders pattern. Here's the neckline. If we go down to see how far this could go as far as the technical target goes, that'll take Bitcoin down to the 45% range. And if this is coming down, we'll see this stair step on the way down. One thing we wanted to show you on the weekly is if this does come down, Bitcoin could come back down and retest these EMAs, but this weekly long call just flipped green. And zooming out on the price action, you can definitely see this upwards trend. And this trend's your friend till the end. And we could have a pullback and then another blast up to the upside. So right now, getting out of Bitcoin and into alts might not be the smartest decision long term. As you see, Bitcoin could just be coming back down to retest these EMAs before having that bump and run pattern. And look at Ethereum versus Bitcoin. This right here is on the verge of having a short call. Right now, zooming into this price action, Ethereum is below these EMAs. These EMAs are squeezed. This is on the weekly. Let's see what it says on the daily. The daily is already in a short call. On the 3-day, also in a short call. So next time frame up is the weekly. The weekly is still green, but these are coiling up. If this closes and we start to come down even lower, this is definitely going to be a bearish indication for the king of the alts, that being Ethereum. And this could be coming down, put a low, and then get ready to put in a lower low, potentially. Not guaranteed, but potentially. And looking at tech dev here, what's the next move for Bitcoin? Every Bitcoin move to new highs started with this. And you see here, the China government bonds 10-year yield. Every time this broke this downtrend and the RSI flipped above 50, that's when Bitcoin started to rip. Every single time it broke this downtrend, RSI broke above 50, Bitcoin ripped. Every single time, and look what just happened. We broke this downtrend, the RSI is above 50, now Bitcoin is about to rip once again. Another update from TA Trader Allen, Bitcoin is moving from sector 2 to sector 3. The pattern repeats. Sector 3 is that bullish sector, as you see every single time. But we have that cool off, sector 1, sector 2, blast off. Cool off, sector 1, sector 2, blast off. Cool off, 2, 3, blast off. Right now, a blast off could be right around the corner. I'll leave you with this, an update from CryptoCon. Since Bitcoin has made the bullish cross over the median on the monthly time frame, it is now calling for a return to the upper parameter of this channel. Where's that price at? 42,000. And every time it has this bullish crossover, come and touches that channel. This is that $14,000, actually 13.8K in June of 2019. Every single time, bullish cross, come up and touch this. Eventually, right here, the mid-June top, June 19. So by June of this year, are we going to see that $42,000 peak? That could be what's in the cards for Bitcoin.